Good evening and blessings out there, everybody. What's going on? It's your man, Rod Hickman, Generational Wealth Builders, where poverty ends with us. First of all, I want to wish every one of you out there a very Merry Christmas. I know it's Christmas Eve, and as you can see, we still out here in these mean streets trying to get it how we live. Listen, super excited to be able to come to you here on tonight on this Christmas Eve. We've been in the office all day because we've just had a phenomenal turnaround in our business, and so we're seeing clients and working with new agents, have some new agents, some new young guns coming on board, and I'm super excited about 2025. I've once heard it said that the future looks bright, and I can tell you, I can say amen to that. The future does look tremendously bright. Again, I'm Rod Hickman. We're getting on down to the end of this year called 2024. And I can tell you that the Lord has been mighty good to us down through the years. Again, I just sit back and think sometime like, wow, Lord, I'm just so grateful for everything that he has done. So listen, not going to be before you too long, but I do pray that people out there, I pray that you remember this one thing. It's more about presence and being present than it is about the presence, right? I really want you all to understand that. And I hope that during this time, I hope while you're in the midst of your gift giving, while you're in the midst of your gift exchange, I do hope that you would take time to just enjoy being around people. If you're out there and you say, man, my money funny, my change is strange, and I'm really not able to celebrate the holidays the way I really want to, listen, don't let them get you down, fam. Again, enjoy the presence, right, of the ones that you love. Make memories. And, for those of us that grew up like in the 70s and the 80s, we knew how to make memories, right? We could just do goofy stuff, get some hot chocolate, whatever the case may be. But don't be caught up because you're not able to spend the kind of money that you want to spend, right? That's not what this time is all about. This time is about presence, right? That's what it's really all about. That's what the Savior wanted this time. I ain't gonna say he wanted this time to be about, but that's what this time should be about. It should be more about presence than presence. All right. But again, coming to you tonight because again, I know folk been out there in the mean streets shopping away. I mean, just really shopping away. And again, that's if you got it like that, go ahead on and do what you do, right? But again, one of the things that we want to talk about is why people out there trying to get those last minute gifts. Some of y'all said folk gonna get what they gonna get. Other y'all said I ain't getting nobody nothing. I done became like them folk that don't celebrate Christmas and the holidays. And I don't blame you. I'm almost in that camp myself, except I got these two ladies that I always have to take care of. But either way, just want you to know, as I get on here for a few minutes, right? A lot of people go back and forth trying to think about what the actual best gift that they can give is. And what I want you to know, the best gift that you can give your family, right? The best gift that you can give your family is life insurance protection. Here he go. How you gonna get on here and tell life insurance? Well, let me share some stats with you, right? There's stats that we normally hear about, but we really don't pay any attention to them. We just gloss right over them, right? But did you know that in the holiday season, accidents go up? Tragic accidents go up exponentially, right? There are a few things that take place during the holiday season which make this happen, right? First and foremost, we have vehicular collisions, right? Drunk driving, fatigue driving, bad weather conditions. During this time of the year, people are trying to drive and stuff because I'm telling you, it ain't cheap to fly right now. And then did y'all see what happened there with American Airlines and how all them delays and everything was going on? So a lot of people said, man, we gonna drive. And what happened is with that driving, you now have increased traffic. You have people that are either drunk driving because they've been to them Christmas parties, them ugly sweater Christmas parties, right? They've been driving for a long time, or they're driving in bad weather conditions, or a combination of all three, right? So the NTSB has said, hey, man, look, this is probably one of the worst times of the year. And that's one of the main reasons why the state patrol are out a lot more in force during the holiday season, right? So again, these are the kind of accidents that we hear about, and we're like, oh no, this, that, and the third, so and so and so and so. Or worse still, if you're out there on the highway and it happens, right? Now that backlogs up traffic, right? So that's one thing. The next thing are fires, right? Again, a lot of people lose their homes. Some people don't make it out during this time of season, and it's because of fires. Why? One of them holiday decorations, Christmas trees, daisy chaining space heaters, right? People falling asleep with the space heater. It's too close. Something combusts. People aren't making it out. Now, again, I'm not trying to get on here and bring nobody down, but basically what I'm trying to get you to understand is that we hear these things, we see these things, but we really don't pay them any attention. And last but not least, slips, trips, and falls, right? Again, during this time of the year, again, especially with the bad weather conditions, especially if folk consuming a little bit too much alcohol at these Christmas parties, right? That's something else that tends to drive up having holiday deaths, holiday people just really becoming maimed and crippled as a result of the holiday, right? People falling down, hitting their head, hitting their neck, falling wrong, things of those nature, right? So again, I'm talking about this because this needs to be something that you want to make sure you can protect your family for. And part of the reason why I also wanted to do this was, y'all know me, I ain't gonna say I'm like a cup with a hole in it, but when I know something that's gonna help people out, I'm always excited to share, right? So over the past week or so, I've been having a couple conversations with people, and I told y'all, generational wealth builders is growing. We're growing in spades, I can say, and I thank God for that. Thank God, and want to shout out Lady Christy Hickman, the COO. I'm about to make her the CEO of Generational Wealth Builders, and I just kind of be that side piece or whatever. You know, I be the first man or whatever they want to call it, right? I'm about that far from becoming that side piece and, you know, the spoiled one or whatever, whatever you call that, right? But either way, one of the things we're doing, we're talking with people and people are finding out that, bro, I don't have enough life insurance. And when they find out they don't have enough life insurance, it's almost like they're just bowled over. They're bowled over because they don't understand. And that's one of the things that Generational Wealth Builders, we pride ourselves on. That's why we are an A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. I think I just got to throw that in there, right? But that's why we're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, because we want to make sure that our clients, that the people who partner with us, the people that trust us with their most prized possession, which is their family, that they have the assurance that the insurance they have is the best in the industry, right? So let me share my screen. And I want you to understand something. This is not just for clients. I found that there are insurance agents that don't have a clue as to know how much life insurance a family actually needs. I'm telling you, there are insurance agents out there that are underprotected. And so this is what really, really prompted me to do this video on tonight. So I want to talk tonight because, again, we're in the giving season. We're getting ready to go into next year, 2025, the Lord will. But here's the thing. You need to make sure that your family is properly protected, that your life insurance, the amount of life insurance that you have on you, you really want to make sure it's going to be enough, God forbid, if something should happen. Now, let me make sure I explain this to you. The purpose of life is to make sure that, God forbid, if something should happen to you, that your family is able to go on and pursue the goals and the dreams that you set to the side, that you all set together as a family. This is the purpose of life insurance. It is for that purpose, right? It is to indemnify the loss of an individual, right? Ergo, you have two income earners, or you have one income earner and one that's taking care of the home. Both of them have value. So what life insurance does, it replaces the value of the loved one that is lost. Does that make sense? I really need y'all to understand that. It's not just about saying it's another bill. Life insurance is far from that. Well, let me say that another way. if you have the right life insurance, it's far from being another bill. You understand the value that you have. And again, that's why we're so grateful for the clients with generational wealth builders, because they understand the value of what it is that they have. So let's talk a little bit about this. So when you're looking at how much life insurance should I have on me? Here I have a husband and a wife, or the primary two spouses. Let's just say it like that. Whether they're a husband and wife, whether they man and boo thing, we're not going to put a column on here for side pieces, because side pieces don't qualify, right? There's no insurable interest right there, right? But either way, you have these two here, and so we want to make sure that if something should happen, the family is taken care of. So the first thing that we need to take into consideration is how much debt does the individual have. Now, let me paint this picture so that it's clear. So let's just say you have a husband and a wife, and let's say that both of them bring $50,000 a year into the house, right? Both of them, bring in $50,000 a year. So they operate off of a budget of $100,000, somewhere there about, really more like 75 to 80, depending on what their debt to income ratio is. But I'm not trying to nerd out like that. Let's just keep it right there, right? What happens is the loss of either one of those incomes, because of how that budget is, the loss of either one of those incomes automatically puts your family in bankruptcy. Just there's no other way around it. Why do you say that, Hickman? Well, in most families, right, the husband is going to be paying for the mortgage, or he's going to mainly pay for the insurance on the car, or whoever is the top earner, right? Not just saying the husband. Listen, please don't cancel me because I'm old school. Don't do me like that, right? I don't know. I'm old school, right? So, but either way, the husband have his set of bills that he's taking care of. The wife have her set of bills that she's taking care of. Both of those incomes are important. Why? Because their budget is based on what both of them bring to the table. That's how little Johnny is able to play football and travel ball. That's how little Susie is able to play ball. That's how she's able to do what she want to do, things of that nature. This is how they're able to eat out. This is how they're able to do all these things, right? The money that comes to the pot, that comes to the table, based on those two incomes. So if you automatically lose one of those, you're automatically in bankruptcy. Automatically, right? Brother got a truck, wifey got the SUV, right? Whatever the case may be, or that Dodge Chrysler Pacifica, somebody got that, which I can't tell y'all, I might not get me one in 2025. I'm just saying. But either way, the vehicles, right? If the husband was paying for his vehicles and his income is gone, what does that mean? That means the wife can't afford it, right? If the husband was paying for the mortgage, how's the wife going to be able to do it? What's going to fall short? So this is where the very first column, we have to understand what is it that each person pays for and what they bring to the table, right? This isn't, to make nobody feel lesser than nothing like that. This is a simple mathematical equation. When it comes to debt, you need to make sure that you identify your debt. So, and this debt is not including your mortgage, right? I need you all to understand that. We're going to get with the mortgage a little later on. But what I want you all to understand is that this debt is basically what you have: credit cards, what do they call that? Student loans, revolving credit. That's what I was talking about. Revolving loans, things of those nature. So cars, credit cards, student loan debt, anything that you want to keep, Home Depot card, all of this, that, and other, that zero turn that he may have, right? You need to account for all of that debt, everything except your mortgage, right? That's what you need to make sure of. So in this example, let's just say it's $35,000, right? We're just going to say it's $35,000. And then we go to the wife. And come on, ladies. Y'all know y'all good at hiding money now. Y'all good at hiding them credit cards. Y'all good at it now. But again, you're going to have to come to the table with it, right? You have to bring that stuff to the table, right? And so you may say, well, this, that, and other, I really don't want to talk about it. Then guess what we do? We just mirror what the husband have, right? We want to make sure that your debt is taken care of. Now, again, I want you all to understand things can change. And if your debt increases, then again, when we do our annual review, that's when we need to compensate for that as well. All right, let's get to the next one. Income replacement. This is what I like to call legacy building. This is where you're able to say, okay, I make $50,000 a year in our example. How many years of your income do you want to leave behind for your family? Right? And this is how we help our clients build this out. So if you make $50,000 a year, what you're able to say is, I want my wife to have 10 years of my income. So we'll say wife, 10 years, right? Basically what you're saying is you're specifically giving her $500,000. Does that make sense? And let's say that you have 2 children and you want each one of your children to have 4 years of your income. 4 times 50 is $200,000. So now we have an additional, we'll call it 4 years, 4 years times 2. So basically, right now we're looking at another $400,000. So in this example, your the amount that you want to leave behind for income replacement is actually $900,000. It's literally that easy, folks. It's literally that easy. $900,000. That's what your insurable interest is, to be able to make sure that your children and that your needs, the needs that you have, the needs that you say, hey, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to leave this behind for my family. That's what you need so far, right? All right. And so then we do the same thing for the wifey. Hey, Miss Wifey, okay, what's your income? And again, me personally, again, I would do the same thing. I was like, hey, same thing, no changing now. Come on here. Because again, if that person make less money, it does not mean that they don't, that the other spouse should not get the same amount of life insurance. Now, that's just how I roll. That's how Hickman do it. Somebody else may say, I don't want to leave him too much money. All right. So then we go to the M, which is mortgage payoff. How much does it cost today to pay off your home? How much? And that's what we factor in. So you may say, well, Rod, I don't have a home, bro. So what do? How much home would you like for your loved ones that are left behind to be able to have to go and buy their forever home? How much? So again, you may say $250,000, $300,000. That's to do everything in the house. 400, whatever the number that you want to say. Please, brothers, let me help you, brothers. Please don't say $100,000. Don't do that. Don't do that. That ain't gonna end out well for you, bro. Don't do that. You're gonna start getting some cold grilled cheese sandwiches and everything else. Please don't say that, right? Please don't say that the woman that you love, or ladies, the man that you love, that you've built this life with, that you only want them to have $100,000 house. Don't do that now. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because I can guarantee you, if you say that in here, I can guarantee you, when it comes time to bury you, yeah, they're gonna have you looking messed off in there, right? I'm kidding, but I'm kind of serious. So let's say whatever the mortgage payout or whatever, how much house you want them to get where they can furnish it, everything. So let's just say $250,000. And again, we do this both ways, right? Folks, this is how you know how much life insurance you need. And then last but not least, we got education and retirement. What education stands for, this says, okay, if something happens to me, I want to make sure that my children's education is paid for. And so the average 4-year degree, about $100,000 to $150,000. We always err on the high side, so you do $150,000, right, per child. Or you may say, them jokers gonna have to figure it out. They barely got through high school. They ain't finna mess my money off like that, right? Again, and again, I understand, because I'm kind of the same way there. But either way, what it boils down to, you're able to leave that money to the side. You may say we don't have children. So what this other money is going to be is for retirement. Now, this money is specifically designed for you to make sure that in your golden years you're taken care of. Again, you have the income replacement, yes, but you also want to make sure that in the future that your retirement is taken care of. And so you're able to leave money back for this here. So let's just say the person say they want to do 150,000. Again, it can be what you want it to be. But again, brothers, I'm just telling you, brother, don't come cheap. Please don't. Please don't. So then what we'll do, folks, we'll come here and we're basically going to say, what's the sum? And when we do it like this, what this shows us, folks, is that the insurable need for this family in this example is $1.3 million, right? $1.3 million. And that's what we show our clients when we sit down with them. A lot of people are underinsured. A lot of people that sit right here in this office, sit right here. I talk to them when I'm on the phone. I talk to them in the streets. And they say, well, yeah, I got $50,000. Like it's something. And it's like, bro, you are completely uninsured and your family is underinsured. So they're not protected. They're not protected. So again, what does that mean? That means now if something happens and they have to bury you, basically they're still in poverty because you've not even accounted for your missing income. All they're going to have pretty much is to bury you. That's it. That's it. And that's not right. I don't care how you slice it up. That's not right. The Bible tells us, and I don't care whether you agree with the Bible or not. I really don't. At the end of the day, the Bible is right. And it says that a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. You can't be selfish talking about, well, she ain't my wife no more. I'm gone. And he ain't finna be running no huzzy around on me and all this, that. Man, don't nobody want to hear that. Take care of your family, right? That is something that going into 2025, we need to make sure that we're focusing on. We need to make sure that we're focusing on making sure that our families are protected. Don't you know that as hard as it is out here in these streets, can you imagine the additional pressure that you're adding to your family, that you're putting on your children, that you're putting on the one who you look them in the eye and say, I love you more than life itself. I go to jail behind you. I do this, that, and the other. When you look them in their eye and say, yes, listen, I love you and all this, that, third. But yet and still, you won't protect your life. You won't protect your life to make sure that if something should happen to you, that you're protected, that they are taken care of, that they can still hold you in high regard, knowing that if anything happened to you, that they are going to be taken care of. I met a lady in the mall the other day, and this lady was like, my husband took care of me. She said, he took good care of me. I don't have to worry about a thing. I mean, said it with so much pride. Said, we're grieving his loss, but he took care of me. I'm able to do everything that I need to do. And so I'm saying all that to say, folks, again, while we're out there getting these gifts, while we're out there spending this money, it's a shame and a travesty if your family is not properly protected. And so I'm going to show that one more time. And again, this was just the example that I went through. And I'm going to get ready to get on out y'all way before I get blocked on social media. But this is what I want y'all to understand. When we sit down with the family, we want to make sure you're properly protected. And I've told y'all long ago, I said the minimum amount of life insurance, even as a single person, that you should have is $500,000. In this example, we see that, again, based on these numbers, and again, these are numbers that I just threw in there, this family's insurable needs is $1.3 million. And so my question to you is, how many of you out there have a policy of $1.3 million or greater? How many out there have a $500,000 policy or more, right? Again, you need to make sure that your family is taken care of. These categories are what are going to make sure that your family remembers you in an honorable way. This is what's going to happen. If you leave your family stranded, I guarantee you that, again, your memory is going to be tainted. Yeah, my daddy was good when he was here, but man, he sure left us struggling. Man, my mama was good when she was here, but man, good God Almighty. She gave me so many nuggets. She taught me so many things, but man, they left us struggling. Man, these folks still calling. These bills still coming in, right? So again, this is what I wanted to share you. So consider this your Christmas present from Rod Hickman's Generational Wealth Building. Yeah, I'm super. Yeah. I told you, it's the giving season. And we give the gift that keeps on giving, which is knowledge, right? So that's all that I have on tonight, folks. Again, I pray that each one of you will share this, right? I know this is not a sexy topic that people want to talk about because people feel like, oh, you start talking about life insurance, people going to die. Well, guess what? We have enough statistics to see that even if you don't talk about life insurance, people still die. So it's better to talk about it and be prepared. And listen, call me on Christmas. Inbox me on Christmas. If you got some folks say, hey, man, look at here, what that stuff you were saying, FaceTime me on Christmas. I'm here to help you. Again, we're back in the office the day after Christmas. That's our son's birthday. But again, we're going to probably do something where we do a balloon release or whatever the case may be, but we're going to be back in the office because, again, we want to make sure that families are taken care of, right? We want to make sure that families are properly taken care of. So, again, that's my time on tonight. Again, like and share this, y'all. I promise you now, people don't know this. I'm telling you, I literally had a conversation with an insurance agent that has been in the business for a few years and did not know about the dime model and is personally underinsured. Come on here, personally underinsured. So with all that being said, I want to make sure that you are not personally insured, that you and your family are taken care of, that God forbid, if something does happen, that you and your family may mourn the loss, but you won't grieve because of the position that you're in, right? So that's my time tonight. On behalf of me and Lady Christy Hickman, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. God bless y'all. Y'all have a good night. Take care. Bye-bye, bye-bye, and bye-bye.